TomoNews presents Celebrations Gone Wrong.
Indian soccer player dies after failed goal celebration. A 23-year-old Indian soccer player is dead after a goal celebration failed spectacularly. It happened as he attempted a somersault and ended up breaking his back. Last week during a Mizoram Football Association match, the player knocked in a rebound after a free kick had bounced off the left goalpost. That's when he attempted the Miroslav Klose flip by first going into a front handspring, which he pulled off. But when he tried to do the backward somersault, he landed on his face, which ended up breaking his back. He was surrounded immediately by teammates who called for medical staff. The player died Sunday, 5 days after suffering the injury to his spinal cord. Despite playing on after his horrific injury last week, his club announced on Sunday that they would retire his number 21 jersey.
Idiot firing AK-47 at wedding blows man's head off. This is the horrifying moment that a wedding celebration in Iraq turned to a scene of devastation, when a complete moron firing an AK-47 assault rifle one-handed shot a fellow reveler in the head at point-blank range. The footage, filmed at an unknown location, captures a joyful scene, which quickly turns to misery thanks to the idiot with the gun. Firing celebratory shots into the air is a Middle Eastern wedding tradition that can sometimes lead to tragic consequences. Take this clown waving a pistol around at a wedding in Egypt, for example. Now keep your eye on this poor guy minding his own business and enjoying the party. He never saw it coming. Gangnam Style turned to Gunman Style at this Yemeni wedding in 2013, when the sound of Korean rapper Psy's worldwide hit was drowned out by raining bullets. Or what about this gruesome scene? The last thing this poor guest at a Kurdish wedding party saw before he died was a simpleton with a machine gun, dancing in front of him like Michael Flatley on bath salts. So guys, maybe it's time to stop firing guns in the air to celebrate stuff. How many more weddings have to become funerals before these trigger-happy macho men wise up?
Groom gets blasted in his dome at his own wedding. A wedding celebration took a turn for the worse when a guest accidentally shot the groom in the head. The wedding ceremony was taking place in the city of Hisar, 100 miles northwest of New Delhi. The wedding party had just reached the venue and everyone was in a festive mood. That is, until one of the wedding guests accidentally shot the groom in the head with a handgun. Video footage of the incident shows the groom falling to the ground in a cloud of smoke. Celebratory firing at weddings and other public events is outlawed in India, but still remains a common practice across the country. The groom survived, but is said to be in serious condition. Congratulations?
This is why guns and wild dancing do not belong together. In what's becoming a morbid mini-genre in the online video world, celebratory gunfire at a wedding dance has gone wrong again, this time in Egypt. Keep your eye on this poor bastard. Now watch as this numbskull reloads his hand cannon. Really, it's a miracle it took the idiot a full 40 seconds to shoot someone. Kurdish wedding party goes awry when guy with machine gun accidentally mows down dancing man.
Cavs fan eats horse manure at championship parade. After 52 years of championship purgatory, LeBron James and the Cavaliers finally brought home some glory for the city of Cleveland. Upon winning the NBA title over the Golden State Warriors on Sunday, more than 1.3 million fans turned out for the downtown celebration on June 22nd. And as expected, some of them were so overcome with joy, they wound up doing, well, things like this. That's what half a century of dashed hopes and broken dreams can lead to, apparently.
Kim Jong-un and crew get funky to celebrate missile launch. This week, a North Korean submarine successfully launched a ballistic missile some 300 miles into waters close to Japan. According to the Associated Press, the launch happened prior to the DPRK's military first celebration. Said celebration is more or less a nationwide state-ordered dance-or-die party, as well as a militaristic middle finger to those nefarious foreign forces. DPRK dictator Kim Jong-un looked very cheery with his generals and state photos following the launch. Perhaps he was celebrating peanut butter jelly style. And while it looks like the millennial tyrant is having the time of his life, the launch didn't please everyone. The US, Japan and South Korea were all quick to condemn it, as did the DPRK's BFF China. But hey, we're sure the two long-time allies could twerk it out in no time at all.
Oregon Ducks roll with a little help from Utah's Kaylin Clay. Marcus Mariota and the number 4 Oregon Ducks traveled into hostile territory on Saturday to face off against number 17 Utah at Rice-Eccles Stadium. With the Utes grabbing an early 7-0 lead and, more importantly, the momentum. At the 14:35 mark in the second quarter, Travis Wilson launched a perfect 79-yard touchdown bomb to Kaylin Clay. After the catch, Clay was off to the races, and the entire stadium went bananas. Only problem is, Clay dropped the ball at the 1-yard line to start celebrating. Joe Walker scooped the ball up and in flying V formation flew 100 yards the other way for a score. So instead of 14-0, it was 7-7. After that, the Ducks never looked back and won the game 51-27. More importantly, Oregon is still in the race for the playoffs. On a side note, they plan to tell Clay Utah lost the game. Well, once he stops celebrating.
Today in the locker room, Blake Johnston, a dwarf entertainer ironically named Mr. Big, claims he was set on fire during an event on Sunday. Johnston was hired through Dwarf My Party and Professional Championship Wrestling to provide entertainment for an AFL club's Mad Monday celebrations. Johnston was talking to a player when another man, who Johnston suspects was a St. Kilda player, came up behind him and set him on fire with a gas lighter. Many people at the gathering were wearing highly flammable costumes as part of the celebration. It was only a matter of moments before part of Johnston's shirt and pants quickly caught on fire. They could have killed a man. Johnston was not injured in the accident, but his ego was certainly singed. PWC turned to Facebook to demand answers with a post reading, St. Kilda Football Club, could you please comment on why our on-screen president, known to spectators as Mr. Big, was set on fire during your Mad Monday celebrations? A spokesperson for the club says they are investigating the incident.
Powerball fail. New Jersey restaurant staff mistakenly celebrates lottery win.
Powerball 17, yeah!
A group of 42 employees at an Italian eatery in New Jersey thought they were filthy rich, like $900 million kind of rich. The staff of Grissini Ristorante were checking their group ticket against Saturday's Powerball jackpot lottery, when it seems they had matched all 6 numbers: 2, 11, 47, 62, 63, and Powerball 17. One staffer shed tears of joy, while another quit his job and a parking attendant told a customer to get their own car. For about 20 minutes, the group's eyes lit up with dollar signs. Extravagant purchases floating around in their heads, and dreams come true of debts flushed down the toilet. Little did they know, though, their winning ticket wasn't so winning. The moment, as described on the restaurant's Facebook, was classic, kinda like when Steve Harvey announced Miss Columbia won only to find out she was runner-up. The group had mistakenly matched numbers from the previous drawing on January 6th. Bartender Charlie Pavaromo had unknowingly read from an outdated website. Ouch. But this group isn't giving up. They've already purchased over $400 worth of tickets for the next drawing, with the odds of winning the $1.5 billion pot being 1 in 292.2 million. It's kinda nice to see them keeping hope alive.
Shanghai New Year's Eve stampede kills 35. At least 35 people were killed in a stampede at New Year's Eve celebrations in Shanghai on Wednesday night. The stampede took place at Cheney Square in Shanghai's famous tourist attraction, the Bund. Chinese media reported that the stampede began after 11:35 p.m. when some people threw pieces of paper that resembled US dollars from the windows of a nearby building called Bund number 18. A crush of people then tried to grab those pieces of paper. At least 35 people were killed and 45 were injured in the stampede. Chinese authorities have conducted an inquiry into the incident.
Australia has Mao money, Mao problems with commemorative concerts. Our friends down under have an infestation situation. As China copied its way into becoming an economic superpower, mineral-rich Australia was happy to feed the dragons. But a sharp increase in migration of brainwashed Chinese in recent years is creating some problems. Concerts to circle jerk the 40th anniversary of dictator Mao's death are slated to take place in Sydney and Melbourne next month. Organizers of the Mao Love Fest hope the CCP notice their butt-kissing so they can get preferential treatment for their businesses. The musicals, which are being heavily marketed on Chinese language media in Australia, will no doubt forget to mention the rampant torture and murdering of millions in Mao's Cultural Revolution. And they'll probably skip over the Great Leap Backwards. It's not like the deaths of 36 million people were important anyway. A petition has been started to cancel the concerts, but unfortunately it looks like they're still a go. Australia will have to be careful. We all know how China likes to claim stuff that doesn't belong to it.